Hey guys, it's Christy and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to be doing a review and full day wear test of the new Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint. So before we get into it, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel before you leave. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's get into it. Okay, so this was just released on Sephora's website, I believe last week. This retails for $36 US or 48 Canadian, so it is not cheap. So this is a hydrating and smoothing skincare infused skin tint that provides light coverage and a skin-like radiant finish. So I'm not normally huge on skin tints, but I find that lately my skin's been cooperating a little bit, and as we're going into summer, I am craving a little bit more of a natural coverage kind of situation. So I thought this would be perfect. I've also tried a couple of Danessa Myricks products lately, so I really wanted to give this one a go. So this does contain vegan collagen peptides to visibly smooth skin texture and plump fine lines, ceramides to strengthen, care for, and protect the skin barrier, and cactus extract, which is an antioxidant booster that hydrates and soothes. Again, this is the outer carton. I did pick up shade 2. I will say I think there's only 16 shades, so the shade range is really lacking. I know this is pretty typical for skin tints, but I do think it's pretty lacking given that this is typically a very, very inclusive brand. I find it's very hard for fair skin tones, and even the deeper skin tones, I feel like there really isn't enough options. But I did pick up shade 2, and this does seem to work pretty well for me. So this is the bottle. It's very, very pretty, and it is just a squeeze tube. It is currently 9:14 a.m. and as with all of my skin tints, I am going to prime and powder one side of my face and not the other. And then at the end of the day, we'll compare the two, which one lasted better, or if there was much of a difference at all. And I do think we will be able to get in a good 12 hours today. Let's get to priming and powdering the face. I think I am going to prime and powder this side. So full disclosure, I did actually wear this yesterday. It came in the mail yesterday, and I did put it on just kind of casually to maybe gain some preliminary thoughts and check out the shade, see if the shade match was good for me. So it does say you can apply with your fingers, with a sponge, or with a brush. I am going to go in with a brush. I am going to take my Brianna Fox 4 brush from Sigma because this is my favorite brush with more thinner formulas. So I really nailed it with the shade match. This shade describes itself as being very light with neutral undertones. So this one works pretty well for me, and I'm just doing pushing and swiping motions. So like I mentioned, I did try this on yesterday, and I really, really liked the finish on the skin. It is definitely a radiant finish, so it does give your skin a really beautiful, healthy glow. One thing I did not do when I tried this yesterday is use any powder or anything. Like I said, it came in the mail, I put it on and carried on with the rest of my day. But it did feel a little bit tacky, which is kind of a pet peeve of mine, but we're going to try it with and without today. The shade is perfect for me. I will also say that blended out really, really quickly with my brush. And it does give light coverage, but I feel like it did a great job evening out the skin, neutralizing any unwanted redness, which I do tend to have quite a bit of. My skin has been cooperating quite well lately, so I have been craving a little bit more of a lighter coverage option, especially going into summer, just something to even out the skin, pull everything together. So that is freshly applied all over the skin. I think it looks really, really nice. Looks very even, blended out super quickly, very, very seamless. I love the glow it gives my skin. Like I said, the only thing I don't like is that it has like a tackiness when you touch the skin. I just want to take a little bit more to see if I can build it, particularly on my cheeks. I'm just stippling. Okay, I don't think it's very buildable. Yeah, I really don't think it's very buildable at all. It does not appear to be clinging to dry patches or enhancing imperfections. You can definitely tell it's got a healthy glow to it. So far, I think it looks really, really nice. I'm just gonna go into my Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. This has been my new favorite. I've been using this nonstop since I purchased it, I've been absolutely using this concealer nonstop. I love it so much. All right, so I am going to powder both under eyes, but I'm only going to powder this side of my face. Okay, and again, just powdering this side. Just going to grab a slightly larger brush. And I am just using my Dior Powder No Powder. Okay, so powdering definitely took down the radiance. I feel like I can still see a little bit poking through though. It definitely took it down, but I can still see it poking through, which is really, really nice. And the powder also did take a lot of the tackiness out of the foundation, which is kind of what I wanted. Let me pop off camera. I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup really quickly and I'll be right back to get the wear test started. All right, so the rest of the makeup is on. I did just go super, super basic today. I just really want to let the skin tint perform. Let's see what it can do. I will be working all day. I'm planning to get a workout in at lunchtime, so hopefully that'll really put it to the test and we'll see how this performs all day. Again, we're gonna get a solid 12 hours out of this one, so I'm really, really excited to see how it performs. So far, I really like it. I think it looks really nice on the skin. I love the luminosity it gives. The shade match is pretty close to perfect. I loved how quickly it blended out. It took me under 10 minutes to do my makeup. Love that. And I was also happy that the powder was able to take down the tackiness while also kind of preserving some of that radiance that I was getting from the skin tint, because I really, really like that radiance. I actually think I prefer the powdered side to the non-powdered side. I don't know that the primer is having a huge effect, but the powder really did, again, take out the tackiness, add a little bit more coverage, but kept the radiance. So I'm really happy with that. So let's start the wear test. I will try to check in about midday after my workout so that I can show you how it held up, and then I will for sure see you at the very end of the day. All right, so it is currently 1:35 in the afternoon. So I've been wearing this for 4 hours so far. So far I think it looks really good. So I did work all morning and then I did a workout. I went outside for a walk. I had lunch, and so far everything looks really good. I do think the powdered side might be holding up just a little bit better, but I do think it's holding on to the rest of the makeup really well. I'm still seeing my blush hanging in there and everything still looks really, really good. I do think I might have lost some coverage on my chin just from having lunch, but otherwise I still think it looks really good and relatively the same as it did when I first put it on. It definitely did not break up too much during my workout. I was trying to be very careful not to touch my face too much. I'm still seeing quite a bit of luminosity, but I'm still seeing about the same level of luminosity I was seeing when I first applied the skin tint. I have also lost some coverage on my nose, but that is probably my own doing. Otherwise, I think it still looks really, really nice. I will say the side that I did not powder has lost a lot of the tackiness, which I really like. It's the only thing I have not enjoyed about this so far. So I'm glad that kind of wore off, but like I mentioned earlier, powdering the skin tint really just took that down anyway and just added some coverage if anything. So far everything is going really well. I really, really like how my skin looks. I love the radiance that it has. It's reminding me quite a bit of the radiance that I get from my NARS light reflecting foundation. The NARS of course does give a bit more coverage, but so far I'm really, really liking this. So I will see you guys at the end of the night for my final check-in. So we have made it to the very end of the day. It is currently 9:31 in the evening. So it's been a solid 12 hours. So when I checked in around lunchtime, I had eaten lunch, I'd worked out, I'd gone for a walk, I'd done all the things, and it was still looking pretty good. Since then, I did take a little bit of a nap. I worked some more. This side really does not appear to have anything left on it. The side that I primed and powdered is actually still holding on to everything. So I just wanted to mention that. I think if you really want this to extend to the 12-hour mark, 1, don't take a nap, but 2, I would definitely recommend primer, powder, setting spray. I would recommend those steps to elongate this for sure. Otherwise, this is not going to be the most long wearing. So I had probably lost most of this side by 4 o'clock, I want to say. So again, not the most long wearing, especially just on its own, and I had the same experience yesterday. On this side where I used primer, I used powder, I did setting spray on this side as well, still looks pretty good. I can see that it's wearing down, but I'm still seeing the luminosity. It's still holding on to the rest of my makeup. It's still looking pretty nice. So again, if you need it to last a long time, I would recommend those extra steps to extend the wear time. Otherwise, it is going to wear off after about 8 hours. I will say it did wear off quite gracefully. It wasn't blotchy or anything like that. It was definitely very graceful, but again, about 8 hours was when it kind of disappeared. Overall, I really enjoyed the skin tint. Both yesterday and today, I really enjoyed wearing it. I liked how it made my skin look. I really loved the luminosity that it gave my skin. It was kind of reminiscent of how the NARS foundation looks on my skin with the light reflecting properties. I thought that was really nice. So this is by no means replacing my NARS. It just reminded me of that in the way that it catches the light. This is also incredibly lightweight. It doesn't feel like anything on the skin. It is going to be perfect for a no makeup day or just a really light makeup day. It does have a certain tackiness to it before you powder the face. That will go away after a few hours, but I would recommend powdering. I found even when I did powder, the luminosity was still poking through, so I really enjoyed that as well. So again, this just blended out so quickly, so easily. It looked beautiful on my skin. It had a really good wear time when I took the time to prime and powder. It still looks really nice. I love the luminosity. On my dry skin, it didn't really cling to any dry patches or anything like that. It just looks really nice. Any downsides to this product, I would say, I'm not sure. If you're looking for a lot of coverage, you're really not going to get that. This is definitely a light coverage, and I did not find it very buildable either. So if you are looking for coverage, at least a medium coverage, I would pass on this one. The shade range could use some improvement on this, and the wear time. It does fade quite, after about 8 hours. So if you need it any longer than that, I would definitely add in all of those extra prep steps just to extend the wear. If you have oily skin, I'm not 100% sure you'll love this, so I would love to hear from some people with oily skin who have tried this out. Otherwise, for dry skin, I 100% recommend this and love it, and I absolutely recommend it if you're looking for a very light coverage skin tint, just something to even out the skin, pull everything together that feels super lightweight. I would absolutely recommend this. I really have been enjoying it, and I can't wait to keep wearing it. So that is where we leave it for that one. Absolutely, definitely a very successful wear test. So that is it for me today. Thank you so very much for watching. If you're new here, I do upload at least 3 new videos every single week. Thank you again so very much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!